And most like video, we like hate. Like just most of the time we pull up someone's website and we're just like, oh my gosh, they're all the exact same. I think we really, I think, just like appreciate anything that has that kind of like warmth and kind of nostalgia. Anything that has that kind of homegrown feel to it, we like that. First of all, we're just not very like creative people, so we just kind of go with what looks cool to us, and we don't really have the vocabulary to really like.
I think that's the problem.
We don't have the vocabulary to really speak about most of the stuff.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today I am sharing a real conversation from one of my latest consultation calls with Cody and Davis. I'm so excited to film their wedding, and we just had such a great conversation. It was very honest, very sincere. And it really just left me feeling super inspired to share this conversation with you guys in hopes that it provides a unique perspective into not just the wants and needs that a lot of couples have, but how they think when they go about choosing their wedding videographer. And really ultimately what matters to them not just a year from now, but 10 years from now. So for today's video, you're gonna get a behind the scenes look into a real consultation call. You're gonna learn what really matters when it comes to filming weddings and get a unique perspective through the lens of the couple when they go about vetting vendors. I love this conversation and I hope you guys do as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in.
So we're both originally from Winston. Well, my family's actually from Argentina, but I grew up in Winston, Salem. And we technically met in high school, but we didn't actually talk to each other until college. And we didn't like even know each other really until college. So we met at NC State. We were both bio pre-med majors, and then that's how we started dating. Mm-hmm. We pretty much started dating like as soon as college started.
Yeah.
And but I ended up switching to psychology like my senior year, and so now I'm about to graduate with my degree in clinical mental health counseling. So at Campbell in like Bowie's Creek, so way far out. I don't even know if you know where that is, but middle of nowhere. And then Davis is doing his medical school at Campbell also. Mm-hmm. So he just started his first year. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, so we live in Holly Springs now, kind of
right in
the triangle, south of Cary.
Yeah, so, but we're getting married in Winston because we fell in love with the Little Chapel. It's absolutely stunning, especially the solarium. Like, we're so excited. Absolutely so excited. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What else? So
now we've just been dating. Yeah, we dated all through college. We dated through our masters. And now we're really lucky that I got into med school at the same school that she's doing her master's at. So now we've just been here. And
hopefully I can start working here. Yeah. Tentative, might start working at Campbell because that's where I'm doing my internship.
Yep. And I proposed in November, so we've been engaged for about 4 months now.
Yeah. So, and he proposed at the Arboretum, the NC State
cool.
Arboretum.
Yeah. That's such a gorgeous spot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, yeah.
That's awesome. So lead up to the proposal, I love a good proposal story. So how did that go about?
I'll let you do that.
Well, we started right like our first month in undergrad. So at that point, I had just finished this is like a semester into med school now. So we'd been dating for 6 years. Yeah. At that point.
So it was, I definitely knew it was coming. Like we've lived together since we finished undergrad. Like we knew it was coming.
Yeah. I think like I hoped that it was like a surprise, but it wasn't like
it can't be that.
Yeah. Surprising, but not. It wasn't like obviously we knew the whole time. I mean, we've been dating for the whole time. We knew we were gonna get married. We knew we were gonna have our lives together. So we already knew. But and then we kind of planned it with my brother and his wife and their daughter actually, and they came over.
Yeah, their daughter was like 6 months or 6 weeks old.
Yeah. She was a newborn. But we just kind of were fooling around and got them to kind of help convince Cody that everything was chill and it was normal. And
I had a feeling that it was that day, and then his brother kept pushing that we were going to watch a football game at a bar. So I was like, oh, it's not happening. We're going to a bar to watch the Penn State game. So Yeah, he really sold me. He was the one that really sold me that it wasn't that.
We're not into sports or anything like that. So my brother was like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna watch like our football championship, whatever, and stuff." And Cody and I were just like, "Oh okay, whatever." We're just going along with it. And then we just stopped at the Arboretum and kind of just
That's what I kind of knew. I was like, oh, this is like really bitchy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a photographer there, and yeah. And then we walked around, took pictures. We did it in the like there's a Zen garden, like a kind of like cool little space there. And that's where I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always hard, like when you
Yeah.
kind of already expect things and you're like, okay, how can I do this where it's like surprising? But yeah, I feel like sometimes when you have a photographer involved, it's like, is it happening now? Is it going to happen? It's probably going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, and it was kind of funny too because that actual spot, like the Zen garden, like the photographer sent me that space because I didn't know about it, and she's like, "This is a pretty cool spot," and I was like, "It is pretty cool." And then when we showed up and I actually had it, there was like this huge electrical box like right next to
big.
the spot. So we ended, I mean, I did it anyways, and that's like our original picture. She like edited it out and it looked nice and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny. They had like just installed that electrical box like that month, right? And so yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Was Kinsey the one that did the proposal?
No, that was probably a mistake because we didn't really like our photos that much.
I did not like
They were,
it was just like it was like the company, but like she had someone that worked for her, like a second shooter who ended up doing them. And I think that's what we figured out by this point now for sure is that we are very awkward in front of the camera. Like you need to tell us like if we look weird because we don't know what's happening. Like we're fine like talking obviously, and I think it's more natural when we don't know there's a camera, but as soon as the camera's on we like freeze. So that's what happened, and I think the photographer like it wasn't comfortable enough maybe to
I think she was a little too passive.
Sure.
You know, she kind of just was like,
yeah. And I need someone like more like assertive, like
Yeah.
Cody, stop doing that. Like
Yeah.
that looks so weird.
someone's like, "You guys look like idiots. Please change. Stop doing that. Move. Stop. Davis? Stop staring at me. What are you doing?"
Davis actually smiled.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah,
Yeah, but
still fun.
yeah. So we found Kinsey through our planner because the little travel requires a planner. So we found our planner, and we love Catherine. She's through Harmony Events. So yeah, absolutely love her. And then Catherine recommended Kinsey. We have not put in a lot of work. Like the first venue we looked at, I mean, I had been filming for years, so like that was already. And then Catherine, we just vibes. Kinsey vibes.
All really cool people.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Like when you connect with everyone and everything's just like super simple, that's the best. That's really what you want.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Well, diving into the world of video, I mean, I'd love to kind of just answer some of your questions. I know this is kind of a new frontier for you guys, so
Why don't you start with like
I
the
don't even
vibe
know.
aesthetics?
I feel like you can say that better than I can.
Well, we definitely are. Well, first of all, we're just not very like creative people, so we just kind of go with what looks cool to us, and we don't really have the vocabulary to really like.
I think that's the problem.
We don't have the vocabulary to really speak about most of the stuff. But I think in most like video, we like hate. Like just most of the time we pull up someone's website and we're just like, oh my gosh, they're all the exact same, you know? And I don't know. We just like when they're a little different and more like colorful and more kind of like not colorful as an actual color, but you know, just more
unique to like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah. And I think I think I just kind of discovered yesterday that after we watched like so many of them, that
we watched so many.
What we seem to gravitate towards is just when like the video is moving and that there's like kind of constant kind of like something not occasionally watch a video be like 30 seconds of just slow-mo shot, then another 30 seconds of slow-mo shot, then another 30 seconds, and it's just kind of like it gets old.
I think we like more like true capturing of like us and the day rather than like us posing slow-mo shots.
Right.
Does that make sense? I don't even know.
Just the authentic kind of. I think like we see clips of just like the couple laughing or just having fun with their family, just like
I like that.
the kind of more like lighthearted, the fun, the kind of like
The small moments that like
Right.
you wouldn't really catch, but like they're there.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Just the candid moments and stuff like that is what we kind of enjoy. We kind of don't like when it's just the couple just standing there, just like.
I don't think we would do that well.
You know, we just like the fun. The
I
fun.
don't think we would be good at that regardless. Like,
Yeah.
that's not us.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But see, like that moment right there was like perfect because that like encapsulates like what you guys are about. Like, oh, like we're not posy. We're gonna like make this super awkward. It's gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
Like that was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense, right?
We like. I mean, we like the cat. And we really want like kind of a lot of capture on that day, like because I don't know if you released the raw footage or anything like that, but we do kind of well. And actually, I guess we can maybe just talk about what you do offer because we like having a lot of video. I think.
Well, so part of it also is that his grandma is not attending the wedding because she's not like able, and she wants like full ceremony, and she wants to like she's giving us money for like a string quartet or whatever for the ceremony, and she wants that footage. So that's something that we've also been really wanting to look for.
But it's hard because we gotta find someone we like, but we
need to like have certain requirements too.
Like my brother's wedding, she did the same thing. She was a musician her whole life, so she provided the music, and then all they got was like their 10-minute video.
And so she didn't get to see the music or all the ceremony, and she was really upset about that. And we obviously we want to make her wishes come true.
It's hard because we don't really care about having like just a full ceremony video, but we know that some people in our life really do. Yeah. So for us it's not as important, but it's just
I mean we don't really care about the ceremony period.
We
just
like kind of fun captures. But, so anyways,
No, I think all of those things are great, and I think that's what makes you guys so unique in coming into video too. Is like you know what you want. Sometimes it might be a little hard to just like fully describe it with the language and the lingo, but you don't have to worry about that with me. What it sounds like is you guys truly value just more long form traditional style where you can see the full picture from the day and like truly get to immerse yourselves back into that moment. All the things that you're going to miss, because that's what is going to happen on your day. You're going to miss pretty much a lot of things because you're going to be so caught up in the moment and enjoying it as you should. And so for me and what I do, I cater more towards what our couples really are going to value, not just a year from now, but 10 years from now. And so I don't really want to give you guys, if you're not into the short form films, I don't want to give you that. I want to give you guys what is going to truly matter for your family years down the road, because 10 years, 15, there's going to be people in your lives that are no longer sadly with you, and it's going to be so important to really remember those people, the words spoken, all of those things. And so that's what I value, and that's what I love. And so each film, as I'm sure you can tell on the website, is different for each couple. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be formulaic or feel like there's a pattern. Every film is truly bespoke, and that's intentional. And it's always focused on my couple's values and their goals and just who they are. It's really, for me, it's about capturing the essence of who you guys are as a couple and in the here and now. So later and then, you're sitting on that front porch drinking coffee, enjoying the sunrise, you can just look back and remember all of those special moments. And so just to give you guys a little rundown of some of the offerings. So obviously the films that you see on the website, those are the specialty films, the bespoke wedding stories that I create. Those are going to be more for, the sharing on social media with friends and family. Those are going to be like the once in an anniversary where you pull it up, or even in the smaller moments you pull up on your phone and rewatch during like a day where you just need that feel good feeling. And then with that, I always offer the traditional films. So full length ceremony, full length speeches. And then if you wanted to go deeper, I typically try to not recommend raw footage, and there is a reason, mostly because raw footage doesn't really get edited. And so what it is, it's all of the footage that we capture compiled into a hard drive that I organize into different folders. And when you get it, it's kind of like looking at just a library of stuff it can be a little overwhelming, just like going through all this stuff. So I typically recommend the documentary film. And that's where it's very centered around home values. This, like, think back when you were a kid, and I don't know if your family did home videos when you were little, but that's really the essence of this film. It starts from beginning to end of just the full picture from the day. And generally this film is like an hour and a half to close to 2 hours because it really has everything from the day. Has all the audio synced up from the different moments. So whether you're doing first look, reading letters to each other, the folding ceremony, all the speeches from the day, has all of the quality audio really connected to that. So it's very immersive. That way, when you're watching it, it feels very natural. It's not disorienting in any way. It's like you can really get lost in this film. And that's really the essence of it. And then,
I like that.
yeah. And I would say that's so much more valuable than raw footage because instead of going through and clicking through folders of clips that are just not really paired with the quality audio from the day, there is a disconnect. Yes, while you can still remember the moment, it's just so much better from a viewing perspective, being able to sit down, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snacks, and just like, let's just watch our wedding film again. Like this is going to be awesome. So that's what I really think is truly special and valuable versus raw footage. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that so far?
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what we would want.
Yeah.
I think, as much of it, because I agree. Probably raw footage is probably too much.
Yeah.
It is like 8 to 10 hours. Like that's a lot.
The only reason we'd really want that is just so my grandma can hear the music and just like just kind of we don't want the hour of you sitting while we're getting ready, not getting anything interesting. That's fine, or us doing.
I think it's really just like the big things that like that 10-minute like highlight video can't provide.
Yeah, so that sounds. So that like an hour and a half, that sounds
beyond,
That sounds great.
Awesome.
And I think that's what we kind of want anyway, because it's like my brother's wedding. That's like the painful thing is like so much was recorded with like everyone was mic'd up, and then they get a 10-minute video, and it's just like they don't have the speeches, they don't have the like the ceremony, they don't have like so much of their day they don't get to see. Yeah.
Our first look, definitely. Our vows, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's just really important. And that's with every package that I offer too, just because I know how special those moments are, and it just doesn't make sense when I look at it as, while I truly love creating those story-driven films, and I think they are still in of its own category, really special, and because it does capture the essence of you guys and tells the story of who you are as a couple. But still, you want to go further. You want to see everything that happened on the day. And so, yeah, that's what I really love. So I'm glad you guys feel a connection to that too. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think the shorts are great too. I mean, if you're just watching something for 5 minutes, if that's what you have time for, that's amazing. But definitely in 10 years, I would regret not being able to capture and right, exactly. Yeah.
So we've talked a little bit about the offerings. Maybe we can talk more a little bit about the day itself. I don't know how far you are in the planning process. Is video kind of the last stop, or?
So we've gotten the venue, the planner, and the photographer. That's my dress, and that's about it. So we're still very early on.
Okay.
Like we said, we're both in school, so I haven't gotten a break until literally Friday. So now I can actually fully start on more in depth, like catering and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, no, that's perfect, because I think, when was the date again? It's 25, right?
Yeah, June 2025.
June 14th.
Oh, yes. Oh, so y'all are doing it right. You're good. You got
Okay,
plenty of
good.
time.
I'm the one trying to like make it go slow and like.
I'm like, no, we have to book everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially because Cody just actually very exciting. She just passed her licensing exam, so now she will be able to practice and all. So,
That's
but,
great.
you know, she's been so stressed about trying to get video and all this stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, we have time. Just let's.
No, we don't.
Well, no, it's good. I mean, from both perspectives, I see it like, hey, let's take our time with it, and then on the other hand, it's like, no, let's get it all done, so then we can relax, and then we can just enjoy the journey to it. So I see both sides of it for sure. Looking at just the email that you guys had sent over to, you did mention, let me see. Actually, no, you didn't mention. I thought I saw like Super 8 for some reason, and I'm like, my eyes are playing tricks on me.
I thought did I not say that? I don't know. We are into Super 8, but we can't remember if you do Super 8 at all.
Okay, yes, I do see it here. There we go. We also really like the incorporation of Super 8. Yeah, I wanted to ask about that because that is something that I typically include in pretty much every investment. But I always like to ask if it's not really like a vibe for you guys, if you don't really like the look of it. What I do too.
Totally a vibe.
Cool.
Love it.
We love it.
Yeah, like Kinsey does film too, and we were like, this is what we want. We want some film also.
Yeah, we love the analog feel. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, totally in it.
Cool. Yeah, it's so special. I think it just adds such a nostalgic quality to the wedding day, and it's just a way to really connect you guys to the past even more. So yeah, I love it. I love infusing it. Just always like to get a gauge on.
I think we really, I think, just like appreciate anything that has that kind of like warmth and kind of nostalgia, the kind of anything that has that kind of homegrown feel to it. We like that.
Right. Yeah. I think we also like when people are really passionate about what they're doing. Right. Like we love when people like love doing their film or their photography or whatever. Like that's so cool. I want someone that does that.
Yeah, like Kinsey was like, I think like just like a year ago she like got into film and she started doing all her stuff and she's like, oh yeah, and I'm really excited because now I'm offering like more enhanced images and I just got
35. She's doing 120.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell me all the things.
I don't know anything she's saying, but I can tell that she's into it, so I feel like it's gonna be good because if she loves it, then I know that we're gonna love it. You know. Yeah.
Like, man, this all sounds good. I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I started doing film like a couple years ago and just fell in love with just, like you said, that homegrown feel and that vibe. I mean, I'm all about just those feel-good wedding films. Like, I want you guys like to watch this thing just like, oh, this is just so us. Like this, I could watch this on like a rainy Sunday or like, you know, just one of those films that you pull up to just, again, feel good and just reminisce. I think like so connected to just those feelings that are just so fleeting too on the wedding day because it is such a joyful day. It goes by so fast. So I'm so thankful that you guys are wanting to preserve these moments because I think it's so special. And one of the number one regrets that a lot of couples have is like not having a video. So
we feel strongly. That's part of the problem. The whole process, I feel like we have a lot of strong opinions, but we don't know anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like you guys know more than you think you do. We know what
we don't like.
Yeah, as long as you know what you don't like, that's all, you know, that's all it takes. So.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, awesome. Well, like, yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a great sense of just your goals for what you're looking to get out of your wedding film and just everything all together. So, I mean, do you have any additional thoughts or questions about, you know, the process, next steps, things like that?
Yeah, I wrote a few things down.
Cool.
Well, okay. First of all, is it just you shooting, or do you have anyone else shooting with you?
On the day, yeah, you'll always get me from beginning to end. I'm a solo filmmaker kind of guy, but I do have a second shooter that I bring just to help create the stories and make them a lot more immersive, so we can capture more moments and be in multiple places at once. So.
Yeah, cool. And how long are you? I mean, do you do the full day, or what do you really do in terms of your timeline?
Yeah, so it just depends on what all you have planned. And again, what moments are really going to be more important from a timeline perspective. So you might not figure this out until you get like, you know, halfway through the timeline itself and building that out. But generally, I would say to start, I'd recommend 8 hours. 8 hours generally gets you a majority of the day. But then if you have maybe a longer reception, or you're doing a send-off a little bit later in the evening and you want to make sure that that's captured too, you might need to add like an additional hour or two. So it just depends, but I would say the base is 8. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and so, I mean, so how do your packages look? Is it by the product that we get, or is it by your time, or what are we really talking about?
Yeah, so it really just starts with hearing more about your goals, all the things that are going to be valuable to you. So now I can kind of build a tailored investment to you, because I try to go about it differently for each couple, because everyone's going to be different in what they value and what they're looking for. So yeah, after the call, I'll send you guys a proposal based on all the items that we talked about, and list it out. So that way you see everything that's on there. It's like, yes, this is everything we want. This is what we're looking for. And then I'll include some things that maybe you might not have thought about that you might be interested in later down the road. Because one thing I will say that's great about film and video and what I do is you don't really have to have all the bells and whistles right now. It's one of those things where, like, you know what you want up front, but then maybe if the investment side of it, you're just like, well, let's just start here. And then maybe even after the wedding day, we'll do like a gifted wedding video album, or we'll do, like a chapter film from our first look, or whatever it is, something that you didn't initially order. You can always get that stuff later, because I always keep a backup. I mean, I've been filming weddings since 2012, 13, and I still have my first wedding films ever. So you'll always have like a safety net if you want to come back to it. It's like, hey, so it's Christmas time. We really want to gift our grandmother a wedding video album. Like, what does that look like? So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind. That whenever you see the proposal and all the different deliverables, it's like, oh yeah, we can think about this down the road, but yeah, this is what we're looking for right now.
Yeah, cool.
Gotcha.
Well, and because we just don't even really know what that would be, do you include a list of all the things that we wouldn't have even thought of, like a album for my grandmother, that kind of thing? I mean, because I wouldn't have even thought of that until you just said it. So
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the things that I do offer, you'll see it as an option down below all the main things that we're listing out today.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I don't know.
That was our big things.
Are there any questions that we probably should have asked?
Well, I guess, from the story films that you've seen, I know, like, you're valuing more of like the authentic moments. What else are you kind of picking up from those films that really resonates with you? That way I just get a sense of like, yeah, this is what we really love about these story films. Is it more so the authentic moments, the family, the connection from everyone else? Is it the story elements of your relationship? What does that look like from when you're looking at that perspective?
I don't think we've thought about like our relationship, like anything other than wedding day, right? Like, but that is a thought. I like, from what I've seen that I really liked is like the family, like first look with dad, that makes me cry every time. Just like, yeah, first look with Davis would be awesome. I think that is really important. I don't know, I think that the connections, like the family aspect is huge, like absolutely huge. What else?
I would say, even though I don't really, even though the medium, the short stories, I think are really cool. I think what I like is just more the aesthetic and the fun that I can see people having, and I agree, like there's lots of moments that I definitely like want to see. The first look is really cool. I like when that's a good moment. I like you and your dad, that kind of thing. Yeah, really just all like the kind of smaller, just us interacting with people, I feel like is what I like.
Yeah.
I don't really like the drama. Like
I think, yeah, and I don't know what that's called, like the cinematic,
yeah,
like over dramatic. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah. It's romantic, obviously, but it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like.
I feel like we would feel silly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We just don't take ourselves too seriously, you know.
Yeah,
so it's just
exactly like we're silly people. Like we know that.
Yeah. So any moments like that I see, I forget what. Actually, one of your videos I had pulled up just a minute ago before we started. But like I felt that in the couple. I was just like, oh yeah, these are just fun moments that I can just see they're having a good time, and that's what I like.
Yeah. I don't know if that made sense, but
no, that made perfect sense.
It was the Aaron and
Charlie. Yeah, Aaron and Charlie. Was it like in the mountains? Was
yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that was like pretty fun, and I just like that.
Yeah, they were super just down to earth, like quirky, just very just fun to be around. And it was. I mean, it was kind of a balance, right? I mean, we still got some like beautiful imagery, but it's like also with them having fun with each other. It wasn't more so just about, all right, like forehead to forehead and just stay frozen in time and let me just capture like 5 seconds of slow-mo. No, it was more of just them being themselves, interacting with each other. And that's what I love too. Those are always the better moments in my opinion.
Yeah.
Totally. I think that's just genuine to us.
Yeah. Anything else you like particularly really liked?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I just like those moments. I feel like we've pretty much said that.
Yeah. I think definitely we're probably just like a little more into like the not taking ourselves too seriously and just to the general aesthetics, just it looking nice and like kind of the feeling of it, just kind of
right. I think the emotion is what really matters to me. Like,
I
do want like some like romance and like some of that like love and all those things. But yeah, nothing like too serious, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we don't want like a movie trailer of our life, if that makes sense.
No, that's perfect. I love this. And that's pretty much really the essence of all the films I seek to create. I don't want them to feel like a movie. I want them to feel like real life and just very organic to the moments that are just so naturally fleeting and who the people are. Like, you know, it's all about, really for me, it's about family. It's about that connection aspect. And no, I mean, honestly, you hit it, like over dramatic is a great phrase to use for just the overly like cinematic and just unreal feelings that some wedding films do portray, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I think anything just catches our eye. I feel like when it's just different, and it's just refreshing when you see something that's like, oh, okay, this is not what I just saw for the past like 4 hours. This is like, okay,
right.
I see something different, and it's refreshing, and I like it, and that's what I hope is for like our package too. Like that's what I hope it is too.
Yeah. And I think you said it exactly how we feel, like the organic aspect of it, because that's what we're looking for, like something like that's organic, like that's natural and true to us, and for sure.
Yep.
Well, no, this has been great. Did you have any additional thoughts or questions for me before we wrap up?
Probably only that, like, even though we're like very opinionated, I feel like I do think we also just kind of like to give like we like want you or our photographer or anyone to like, we know that you guys are like the actual artist and the person doing it, and we kind of like, we trust you to do a good job.
Right.
So like, you know, we have like strong opinions, but we kind of just...
Yeah, you have the artistic like talent. We just like,
we know it's best when we give you guys the reins too. So
right.
That's all.
No, I love that. And yeah, I mean, I know sometimes it's like, and I relate with you guys when it comes to being in front of the camera too, where as soon as it's like, you have the camera, you have other things, it's just like sometimes it can feel like, oh God, I'm frozen. What do? I don't know how to act. So yeah, a big part of my process too is just making you guys feel as comfortable as possible so that you can be your most authentic selves and that you can feel like, oh, it's just, you know, we're just friends hanging out on a day. You know, it's like, oh, it's Jared, you know, like we're gonna cut up, we're gonna, you know, have some fun, we're gonna just be ourselves, and that's really important too. So all of this sounds great. Generally, like next steps, what I'll do is I'll put together a proposal of all these things that we talked about. I'll send it over to you guys. Feel free to take the week, however long you want. I know, Cody, you might be like, all right, yeah, I already ready to make a decision. It's fine. But, it's okay to take your time. The proposal will be active for a week. So you'll have some time just to sit with it. And, feel free to shoot me a text if you have any additional thoughts that come up when you see the proposal, anything like that. Generally, if everything does look good and you guys are ready to move forward, everything can be done through that proposal link. So you'll see like the deliverables, the contract, the payment schedule, and yeah, that's pretty much my process. I keep it as simple as possible. So
yeah, cool. That sounds awesome.
I guess this will be included in the proposal, but are there any like travel fees or costs or anything like that?
Not for Winston, since Winston's like close quarters. Yeah, I think it's only 40 minutes from me.
Oh, wow.
So typically, yeah, travel, if it's 2 hours or more, that's when it kicks in. So you guys won't have to worry about that.
Okay, cool. So no travel. That's awesome. Yeah. Any other questions that you had or anything?
I thought that was really good.
I think this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will go ahead and I'll put this stuff together. And then, yeah, if anything comes up, you have any questions about anything, just feel free. You can shoot me a text in the number that's in my email, or we can keep connected through email, whatever's most convenient for you. So,
okay, awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.